Hello and welcome to my new YouTube channel called Tommy Ho Ho Hoems. I'm just about to post my first poem. If you enjoy it, please like and subscribe. My intention is to post a video every week. So as I say, if you like it, subscribe and it will encourage me to write more. My content includes humorous poetry and a few jokes as and when I can think of them. My first poem is one of my longest in my collection. So I thought I'd get it out the way first. It's about a fella who's got a parrot and he takes him to the pub to get rid of it because it's doing his head in. And it's called A Damn Bird. It goes like this. I was standing all alone by myself at the bar, enjoying a beer and a pickled egg from the jar, when in walked a big man and sidled close to me side. And he offered me this wisdom eggs are better when they're fried. Well, this time it couldn't mean worse as I laughed out with a bellow. The poor chap was then covered in some white and some yellow. I apologised profusely as he wiped down his face. And he'd not worried as he took it all with good grace. Well, we talked for ages and I thought he was a really good bloke, but it was hard to concentrate. His eyebrows still sported some of the yolk. 6 beers later, he said, "Can I whisper in your ear?" I took a step backwards. What was I about to hear? He nervously asked me, "Do you want to take home his beard?" I took another step backwards and loudly protested, "Don't be absurd." Trying to calm me, realised I got the wrong end of the stick. He told me he didn't mean for me to take home his chick. He got off the stool and showed me the box at his feet. Snuggled up inside was a red parakeet. First I said no, and then I thought, what could possibly go wrong? It might learn to talk and give us the odd song. So being drunk and totally wise, I remembered it was the wife's birthday and she'll love this surprise. My newfound buddy announced he'd be back in a mo. 30 minutes later, he still did not show. 2 hours went by and my concern started to grow. I asked around a pub where he was and no one seemed to know. So I picked up the box and staggered up the lane to my house. Wonder what reception I get from my spouse. I opened the door and asked my rag with glee. She gave me that look and said, "The cat's had your tea." What's in the box? She started to inquire. "It's for you, my dear, up to extinguish your ire." It was then that I realised all of my folly as she pulled at the flap and out flew this Polly. Betty quickly jumped backwards and let out a shriek as the parrot attacked her with his claws and then with his beak. My wife was so shocked she retired to bed before she went. This is what she said. "You're such an idiot, you never use your brain. Get it out of the house and I want to see it again." It was 4 a.m. We were suddenly awoken. Betty was angry as sleep had been broken. The parrot was squawking, making a terrible din. The neighbours knocked round. We pretended we weren't in. I tried everything to silence it. I didn't have a clue. I covered his cage with a blanket and I threatened it with my shoe. The next morning I was in a terrible rage. I stormed out of the door and he opened his cage. I left it sitting there in the garden by the big oak tree. When I turned back, the house was on the couch watching TV. More nights followed, we felt so helpless. The damn bird was now singing a song sung by Elvis. I threatened it with the rolling pin, I threatened it with the cat. I took it down the motorway and I thought, that was that. When I returned home, the police were waiting for me. The bird was with them. They caught me on the CCTV. What could I do? This pest was going to take my wife. She's now living with her sister up there in Fife. So I got up early one morning and came down the stairs. I noticed the parrot had a beak full of fur. The cat cowered in the corner and he gave me a stare. Blood was on his nose and his chest was now bare. So falling asleep at my desk, my work began to spiral. Some joker in the office posted my picture, which suddenly went viral. This was the start at the end of my woe. The boss had warned me, now I have to go. So I sit alone with no wife except for a scared cat. And that bloody bird who continues to chat. So now that the story begins to get murky, for Christmas dinner this year, we won't be having chicken and I won't be having turkey. Hope you like that. As I say, if you like it, subscribe and then it'll encourage me to write more. Thank you very much. Now before I go, I want to tell you all about a book I wrote. It's called Chester, the Scouse Mouse with No Nous. It's about a daft mouse in the street, from the streets, mean streets of Liverpool, and it's about all his adventures, and it's for young and old alike. Don't be put off that it's a mouse story, okay? It's very funny. It's all over Australia, New Zealand, Canada. People buy it and send it over there because they find it very funny, okay? So don't take my word for it. Have a look on Amazon. All the reviews, 5-star reviews, not one below 5-star. And everyone says, what a great read and all that kind of stuff. So if you buy it, it's only $7.99 or something on Amazon. Some people try to sell it for 15 quid. It is a 15 quid book, but I sell it for £7.99, and the profits of it go to Alderhay Hospital. So I've got an halo, haven't I? So I'll give you a little bit of a flavour of what it's about. Just a poem to start off the book, okay? Let me get my little glasses on, and let me give you a little bit of a recital of it. Life has not been easy for Chester the Mouse. He was born on the rotten floorboards in an old Liverpool house. He wasn't the cleverest, the smartest of mice. When you could tell another mouse once, you'd had to tell Chester twice. His brothers and his sisters were quick-witted and mature. Chester was the opposite, so silly and unsure. He laughed and he joked and played hundreds of tricks, which landed him in trouble and many a fix. His mum Maisie encouraged but would often despair, as he ignored all the wisdom she'd chosen to share. Things had to change, and change very fast, as Chester's foolhardy simply could not last. And then, as predicted, a terrible event brought Chester heartbreak and lots of torment. A rash decision that was very confusing led to a journey not of his choosing. Dangers aplenty, adventures galore, caused Chester to show qualities he'd never shown before. It was now that he needed the strength from within. Did he find it? Well, read on, for now is the time for the story to begin. You'll like it, I'm telling you. Nice present. Right, there'll be a link provided, and you can go straight to that, okay? And hopefully, as I say, you'll buy it, and then you'll start following me, and we'll do some more, okay? I plan to post one poem a week, and just so you can digest them and see what you think, okay? And before I go, I want you to introduce me to my wife. Beth, get over here and come and say hello to people. Come on.
No.
Did you say no?
No.
Say it louder.
No.
No, she says no. Maybe next time, okay? Bye-bye. See you next time. Lovely.